I want to do a quick recap before we start on the URL routes in this lesson. So what we've done so far is we created a page that is the style guide that holds some relative font sizes and colors for elements and text, and then a list row that connects two rows of data in our lessons data collection that we created, and then an admin dashboard, which we'll use in the next lesson after this one to start saving some lesson data and some videos. Now we want to see this page for now in a browser tab. So we're going to connect it to URL routes that we're going to create. So the first thing we have to do in order to accomplish that is create a home page for the application. And we're going to use that home page later. So I'm going to pull in another blank page, put it down here. We'll call this home. And we'll use this homepage later to host the landing page for the course app. So it'll describe it, give it some content, and then have an email input so we can get users signed up to your waiting list. To do that, we're going to go over to our admin page, and in its menu, go over to this URL routes option. We're going to create a new route, and we'll call it lessons admin. We're going to make this both for now an unauthenticated and authenticated page, but later we're actually going to put authentication into this app and restrict this page in this case so only I can access it. But for now, we'll leave it open, create that route. And while we're here, let's create a route which is the base of the site. So if this was like www.mycourse.com, this would be the base URL, and then the one we created has that appended after it. So the base URL we want connected to the homepage that we're going to build later. Okay, let's close this menu. Now let's go to live view. Live view is really awesome because, well, let's open it up. So if I hover over this button, now I have my two routes, the home one, which will be just completely blank right now, and then our lessons admin. So I can see what I did in the browser. So I have inputs that I can click into, and I have a button that I can click. It won't do anything yet because we haven't created the action. But the great thing here about live view in Bildr is you can see progress of your app essentially in real time in the browser without publishing it. So I didn't publish this to any sort of custom domain. It was this pre-configured domain that I could use. And so now as we go through the app, we can have some fun looking at our data in a browser and looking at the other stuff we create in a browser as we go before we publish anything. And so in the next lesson, we will connect the save lesson button to an action that lets us type information into these inputs, click it and save it, and we'll see it appear here. See you then.